been going fine, you know. We've had some ups and downs with some tours, but the shows have been going really well. The band is super tight right now, so we're doing really, that's cool. I'm just looking forward to playing shows, you know. It's what we do. So for tonight, you know, Jersey, New York area has always been cool. So I'm sure it'll be a fun time. It was actually very easy, you know, less cooks in the kitchen kind of thing. We were able to really focus on the actual sound of Fear Factory, you know, have that industrial element return, and really be the band that we've always, you know, we started out as, really, because it was when Dino and I started Fear Factory. This is the concept that it was. You know, we wanted to have, you know, a metal band, we wanted an industrial band, but you know, we just combined it both. And to me, we finally succeeded in the hybrid of industrial metal that is Fear Factory. So it really simplified matters really well. Really just moved along very smoothly. We knew exactly what we had to do. Reese was completely helpful. I mean, he's been part of the band since, really part of the band since 1992. You know, he's like the, you know, the fifth Beatle kind of thing, you know. So you know, with Reese involved as the co-producer, you know, the three of us were really to make the record that we, you know, really a cohesive Fear Factory record. Well, I would say it is still man versus machine, but it's from the perspective of the machine. And what's happening is that, you know, it's about the industrialist is a sentient automaton. Well, it's an automaton that has become sentient or aware of its own being, and with this awareness, it has discovered the will to survive, the will to exist. So it is fighting man to survive. And not just man in particular, it's fighting the creator, and in turn searching for the creator, because the creator is searching for the industrialist and others of its model to disassemble them to make way for the next new model, because now the industrialist is obsolete. Yeah, you know, my observations are about, you know, the world around us, and you know, whatever the future holds about, you know, sentient automatons or sentient beings, you know, coming out of machinery. What I see now is that humanity, you know, there are groups or organizations that consider certain groups of our culture useless. They consider us obsolete, consider certain aspects of humanity obsolete. Whether people like to admit it or not, there is a class warfare. So, you know, just a certain class thinks they are better than other classes. Other classes are being suppressed, other cultures are being suppressed, certain age groups are being suppressed. So yeah, I see it happening all the time. You know, one fine example, voter ID laws. Really? You know, it's written in our, you know, Constitution, everyone has the right to vote. It doesn't say that you need an ID to do it. So there's a certain group of people suppressing basic human rights, not a human right, a basic civilian right of this country. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. It goes even deeper than that, you know, on a whole cultural level. So this story of the industrialist is a metaphor in a lot of ways. Well, everyone's got an iPhone and you're being followed, you know, if you like it or not. If you got a cell phone, you're being tracked. If they want, you're not being tracked. If they want to track you, they can. Yeah. You know, Big Brother is, you know, alive and well and stronger than ever. Well, there's no such thing as a two-party system in our government, you know, and you know, the false presentation of the Democratic Party and Republican Party is just smoke and mirrors for basically all the money that is running the government. There's so many private interests involved with a lot of money who are actually running this government, creating laws to suppress certain aspects and certain civilians of our country, of our established well-being. You know, I like to say voting is a sham, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I don't want someone telling me you don't have the right to say anything because you didn't vote. So, all right, I'm gonna vote to you and prove that it doesn't mean shit. You know, it doesn't matter who you vote for. It all comes out to be the same BS. It really does. And you know, people in the government are hypocrites. You know, if you're ultra conservative, you're a hypocrite. If you're a liberal, you're a hypocrite. You know, why say you're anything? Just say you're an American citizen. How about that? So, you know, there's these politicians who say they're Christians. It's like, okay, you're Christian, so why don't you give all your money to help these people that are starving and who need medical care instead of, you know, flowing in millions and millions of dollars just to support your own campaign? Really? You're not a Christian. Fuck off. You know, it's just pay attention to how the government is actually working, or I should say not working, because if there is a way to overcome it. A good example is what they called the Arab Spring in Egypt, when through social media the people were able to take over and change the government like that. And it's not easy, but Americans have become so apathetic, you know, sitting on their butts playing video games and eating their fast food, that they don't care. It's like, well, I got my truck and I got my video games, I don't give a fuck what they say, you know. They want to vote for, you know, they're going to believe what they want to believe. But just pay attention to the government and see how actually it does not work. And that's all I can say. You know, it's not a two-party system. You know, what sex should be marrying what sex, you know. Why don't you pay attention to the real issues, like, you know, climate change, or, you know, once you pay the real issue where no one has a fucking job, you know. Create an enterprise, create something that will create jobs, you know. So it's just, they're just changing the whole arena of what needs to be focused on, and so they want you to focus on what's really not important. You know, well, you know, that man should not be marrying another man, and single women should not have children, and whatever. You know, it's just, they just want to really focus you from what's really what they should be doing instead of what they should not be doing. What to say? Just always be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Really, you know, if you're a young person and you are trying to find your way, really be true to yourself and strive to be original. Because if you're going to follow the herd, you're not going to be noticed. And so the only way you're going to be noticed with something interesting, something exciting, is one, be educated. Educate yourself if education's not going to educate you. Educate yourself, read more books, pay attention to the world around you, and just strive to be original.